This video is for training purposes only. It is prohibited from being copied, distributed, or shared. The concepts, statistics, and ideas do not necessarily represent those of World Financial Group and Transamerica Financial Advisors.
Hey guys, Josh Phelps here, Senior Marketer in the office. Hey, I'm excited to share with you a great concept to quickly show people the different ways that money grows, and also the way it's taxed, right? It's called ABC 1, 2, 3. So let's do it. You should quickly draw out, and I'm saying, hey, Mr. Klein, I just want to quickly kind of talk about the 3 ways money grows, right? So we're just going to talk about that real quick. First way is what we call fixed, right? You just get a fixed rate of return, so your money just slowly, steady goes up, right? So, the good thing about this type of vehicle is safe. The bad thing is we know most of them are with banks or CDs and such, pretty low interest rate, right? 0.25% and below. As we know, not a very high-performing, high-growing type of vehicle, right? Next way money grows, right, is variable, right? It goes up and down like that, right? But again, there's a lot of risk and just hasn't really performed very well in the last. That type of vehicle doesn't perform very well just because of things like 2008. There's just a lot of risk there, right? So it's really hurt people's account value over time. Okay. So next is the C category is indexed, right? Index. Now in an index vehicle, money when the market performs, your money grows, right? But unlike a variable, when the market goes below a zero or many companies 1%, 1%, they will stop you, right? So you'll get 1%, right? So we call it principal. We lock in the principal, right? Locking in the gains, right? So we lock in the gains, and then the market goes back up. And depending on the company, we can get a minimum of 1 to 6%, right? A minimum of 1 to 6, right? So depending on the vehicle we use and such, right? But 1 to 6, and so then floors out, right? 1% guarantee, and so on and so forth, right? So I asked him, Mr. Client or Mrs. Client, which one of these appeals to you the most? Which way would you like to see your money grow? And they're going to look at it and probably say, oh, I'd like to be an index. Oh, okay, so you're a C. Okay, great. Well, next I want to talk to you about the 3 ways money is taxed, right? And the first way money is taxed, because there's really only 3 ways we can register our money with the IRS, right? So the first way is with the tax now category, right? And those are things like savings accounts, CDs, bonds, naked mutual funds, individual stocks, things like that, right? And you can choose to write them down if you want to kind of help, but usually I just write tax now, right? So tax now. Next one is tax later. And those are like 401ks at your job, traditional IRAs. I just will give them a couple examples. But I kind of joke with them, like, do you think, growing up, when we put anything off until later, has it ever been better? Right? You broke something, then you put it off, mom found out, and it probably wasn't better if you just went and told them sooner, right? Usually they're going to say, no, absolutely not, right? But that's kind of what we're doing in the taxes, because let me ask you this. You think taxes are going to go up or down? Well, currently in our situation, not to get deep in it, I think they're going to go up, and that's usually what they say, right? So that's about all I talk about that. And then we move on to tax never. Right? And I'm referring, it's important to point out, I'm referring to the growth of the money, right? We're going to have to pay taxes on it, but depending on when is subject to some other things that we can get more detail with later. But just mention, this is on the growth of the money, okay? So in the tax never category, things like Roth IRAs, and so Roth IRAs, investment grade life insurance, IRC 7702 plans, and IULs, GIULs, right? And so that's some vehicles and strategies that are kind of under that, right? So Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, so based on this, on the tax strategies here, which one do you think appeals to you the most? Which one would you like to have your money grow and do? Oh, I like it. I think it'd be a 3, right? Most people, that's what they're going to say. I'm like, okay, great. Well, so you're telling me that you're a C3, right? Yeah. Okay, great. Well, you can ask him now, or you can wait and look on when you do a financial life strategy. So there's a few different things that I say here. One of the things like, oh, okay, great. Well, one of them might be, do you know where your money's at right now? Right? Sometimes I do. Oh, well, I think I have money in a 401k or this 401k. Let's say they say 401k, and that's all they have. I'm like, oh, okay. So you're telling me you're a C3, but right now you're a B2, right? And so would you like to figure out how to like me to show you how to be a C3? Yeah, that interests you. Which, by the way, I tell them, hey, I'm licensed and we can do any of these things, right? I'm just laying it out and just sharing with all the options, right? So it doesn't matter what you want to do. If you like being a B2, great. We'll just continue on and maybe we can get that to perform better, right? So just something to kind of throw in there maybe a little bit earlier than I did just now. But I'm like, okay, so that's be good into that, right? So or another thing that I've done before is just kind of explain it. And I'm like, if they don't know where they're at, I'm like, okay, great. Well, would you like, we can definitely sit down and I can show you and figure out where you're at, and then we can talk about it and maybe make sure you're on the right path, or make sure you can get over the C3 category. Would that interest you? Yes, absolutely. Great. So you can see, guys, it's a good way to kind of explain real simply kind of the tax categories of where everything is, right? Kind of get them thinking about where their money's at and where they want to be, because everyone wants to be, you know, usually in the C3 category, but they're usually not, right? So we're planting that seed and help them understand, hey, I need to do something different, right? And as you know, we have the awesome tools and the vehicles to get them where they want to be, right? So this is something I've used quite a bit, and a great way to kind of show the taxes and the way money grows in a real simple, easy fashion, not going into too much detail. So definitely, you know, apply that where you can in one-on-one, or even a short, quick, short and sweet, just like the 3 circles, short and sweet, just get them thinking about where their money's at. Hey, well, let me show you do something better, right? Great. So study it, apply it, and help grow your business.